Buenos dias, Gunners Collective. Back at it, you already know. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Here goes another one. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Buenos dias. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Time to roll up the mattress. Bye. Orderlies, you can tell by that thumbnail, the king of controversy. Who truly is the king of controversy right here on YouTube? Social media platforms have a lot of different individuals. Some like to cause a whole lot of drama. Some just speak their mind, and at the end of the day, some just have an opinion, right? But drama sells. Controversy is at its peak. That's what people like. Gore! They love it. I said they fucking love it, right? When it comes to Wack 100 and American Cholo, who is truly the king of controversy? Do these guys get these beefs going for views, for clicks, for whatever the case may be? Or is it truly one man standing in defense of his people and another man really not giving a fuck? Now, this is the way I take it. Here's my perspective on it. Here's my issue with what went down. Now, we've seen yesterday, I don't know if any of you have seen, make sure that you tap into American Cholo, where Wack 100 did call in to American Cholo, whether to dispel the rumors, whether it's fake news, dispel the gossip, or he just called in to make his point. Either way, the fat fucker called in, right? He called in and he had a whole lot to say. Now, I could tell right by the tone of his voice, right from the gate, he wasn't there to mend fences, to call it quits, to be cool. He was there to voice his opinion, to which he has every right to. In a menudo style and direct fashion, he said, you know what? On power, this is how it's going to be. Now, this is what seems funny to me. I'm not picking and choosing sides. I'm right, fuck wrong, right? This is how I get down. You know, I'm going to keep it real. When he called in to my platform, or he called into Dubs' platform, or actually he didn't even call in, we called him, you know, because it'd be like that sometimes. He had a whole different type of energy. You know, he had a different type of energy where it was, I got the raza's back. I got love for the raza. Nah, it ain't like that. It ain't never going to be like that. It's always going to be cool. I grew up with these guys. I ate mole. I ate fucking pollo asada. I did all this, right? This is the vibe he sent off, so we kept it respectful. Now, when he called into American Cholo yesterday, it was a whole different vibe. You know, and I think he did it truly for controversy, for views, to get the ball rolling, to keep the bullshit buzzing, cousin. Because at the end of the day, that's what we all tune in for the drama, to hear what Wack 100 has to say next. There's a lot of people that get in my DMs and they're like, oh, you guys just want to hear what Wack 100 has to say. Well, so do you. We all want to hear what he has to say because he keeps his spot and his toenails deep up in his crevices, all up in his mouth lean, right? That's what he does. But here's some knowledge you can't get in college. Is it truly how he feels? Is it truly from the heart the mouth speaketh? Or does he say this and say that just for the views? I'll let you decide. This is how I took it. You know, I'm listening to the conversation between them two, and right from the gate, he starts to bring prison politics into the conversation. We are not in the pinta. We are not in prison. This is not a prison yard. So what if some people have been to prison, so some people haven't? This is social media. This is YouTube. This is a social media platform where you can say whatever you feel you have to say. And yes, there might have been repercussions for your actions, and there might still be some to come. But at the end of the day, let's separate prison from what was said, because prison had nothing to do with it. When are y'all motherfuckers going to just leave prison alone? Okay, let them do their time in peace. So I was scared. They're already going through the motions and got a whole lot on their plate. And now motherfuckers from social media want to continue to add more to it. This was not about prison. Okay. American Cholo basically said, what was the get down? And of course, here goes the Wack 100 jumping all up in the mix saying, you know, that was your own people that disrespected. That was your own people. First of all, I'm here to tell you, he started to bring up the Sureño word and the Pairu word and prison politics. I'm here to tell you right now, from what I know, right? Gil is not a Sureño. Wack 100 is not a Sureño. Now, if Wack 100 claims Pairu and that's what he is, respects to him and to that element of people. But at the same time, Gil is not there to represent the Sureño light. He's not there to represent the Sureño cause. He is a Southsider from down south, absolutely, or allegedly. I don't want to say or try to get him validated to that point, but I'm just going to say, coming from his own mouth, he is a Southsider. There's a big difference, if we're talking prison politics again, between Sureños and Southsiders. I've said it a lot of times. I'm not going to say it no more. It's just the way it is, right? He is not a Sureño. But why does it have to be about North and South? This or Black and South and Sureño? This was not about that. This was a conversation between Wack 100 and Lupe where they started to get disrespectful. Himself and the other character, the Chicano, who was supposedly with them, who disrespects other Mexicanos and Chicanos. They were all together on a platform talking, and they started to disrespect this woman, Lupe. And instead of keeping it about her gang affiliation or keeping it about her appearance or keeping it about whatever the fuck you want to keep it about, it was wrong in the beginning and it was wrong in the end. They started to influx racial and derogatory terms, racial profiling her because she's of a Mexicana descent. That's facts. There's no way around it. There's no way you can twist it and turn it. I know personally that Wack 100 didn't say the wet, you already know what it is, right? I already know he didn't say that. That was another Mexicano that says, and that's what he keeps on stamping, he keeps dwelling on. What was your own people's? But it was on your social media platform, just like American Cholo said, you allowed it to happen. You could have said, hey, bro, on Paru. Don't say that. You could have stopped that right when it started. You could have checked old boy and said, hey, that's not the get down. I rock with Mexicans. I'm cool with Mexicanos, bro. It ain't that route. But you put fuel on the fire. All right, throw some charcoal on that shit with lighter fluid. Light it up. That's what Wack 100 did. Let's stop beating around the bush and bullshitting. I seen it from a light of American Cholo's side. Yes, I'm going to say it. I seen it. He was merely trying to say, bro, you condone that shit. You let it happen. That's why people are tripping on you. Nobody knows this other guy, Mr. Beast or Bestia or whatever his name is. Nobody knows him. Okay, those that know him, well, I guess they're going to get to know him a little bit closer now because of what he said. But no one really knew him, but they knew you, Wack. And this ain't the first time that you let this shit happen. Now, of course, it became about racial derogatory terms. It wasn't about Sureño. It wasn't about Norteño. It wasn't about Paru or Cuz or Crip or whatever the case may be. It was nothing about that. This is a woman that's never been there anyways. She is a Mexicana that claims a Crip gang, and that's righteous. She's able and willing to do whatever she chooses to do. If she's a Cripette, if she's a homegirl of being a Crip, that's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know? Now, of course, there's a lot of things that have happened along the way, and I'm here to give you the timeline and here to let you know exactly how I feel about all of them situations. King of controversy shit. Wack 100, it seems to me like you called into American Cholo. I don't know if it was arranged to be that way, to go down like that. Obviously, someone had to talk to someone behind the scenes so that way you were able to get the number and make it happen. But where's all that energy at with the fight and the fade and the let's do this and the let's do that and then the calling conversation to stop all that? You know, it seems funny to me. American Cholo did exactly what he was supposed to do. He stood his ground. He kept it respectful. You started calling him all out his name, bitches and all this and all that. I don't accept that. I don't think that's cool. I don't think that is how a man conducts himself or carries himself, you know, in a situation. If people are disrespecting you, if they got a lot to say, just shut up. Let them do their thing, man. Kill them with kindness. Success is the best form of get backs, right? So I was scared. There's a lot of people that talk shit about me constantly every day. My big old peepas all up in their dientes, all up in their dick suckers, right? And what do? I just keep it cool, calm, cool, and collect and do mine. Keep dropping my content, keep dropping my flavor, keep being me. Okay, Wack 100, that's not his style. His style is to create controversy. He's truly the king of controversy here on YouTube because everything that comes out of his mouth is disrespectful or intended to be disrespectful, but then he backs up like a crawdad up off the shit. There's always an excuse why, or I didn't say it, or he didn't say it, or it wasn't meant to be that way. But we hear what we hear, and it's put out there. Once it's put out there on social media, it's stamped, approved, hood effective, certified, whatever the case may be. Knowledge you can't get in college, menudo, whatever fucking little label you want to put on it, it's there. And we all hear it. We all hear it with that Paru spirit, okay? And that's cool. But when you're sitting there trying to infuse prison politics into a conversation you had with a woman, to someone who's never even been in prison or walked those yards, American Cholo doesn't represent the Sureño cause. He doesn't represent prison. He represents a brown man behind the brown struggle. You represent what you represent, Wack 100. They are two different things. Now, if we're going to talk black and brown unity, let's do it because anybody can that's really righteously about that movement. But if we're going to talk about dissension and division, well, there's a lot of history of that. We can go back in the days and talk history of that, right? But that's not what it's all about. So you have a lot of crossover happening right now. You have a lot of black and brown unity, whether you like it or not, and you choose to agree with it. That's just the fucking way it is, man. A lot of us are from the old school. A lot of us have different ways of thinking. We've been through the guerra. We've been through the war of the 90s. We've been through that black and brown, dropping motherfuckers left and right. We've been through that, but a lot of these youngsters have not. And they don't want to go that route, not because they're scarred, not because they're not educated, because that's not the way they're going, man. They ain't seeing color. They're seeing green. That's it. They're seeing a bag. They're seeing promotion. They're seeing unity. They're seeing, let's get this motherfucking bag, eh? That's all they're seeing. And when old heads, like they call us, old heads, right, are bickering back and forth over who's more popular, who's better, who's this, who's that, none of that matters. Everybody is anybody and anybody is everybody. Everybody's going to do what they do according to their own lifestyle and how they feel. He calls into fucking American Cholo and he's highly disrespectful. I'm talking about Wack 100, the king of controversy, big mouth bandit, right? Bubble butt 100. However you want to call him, whatever label or name you put on him, this is what this man does. And there's a reason why he's disrespected constantly. There's a reason why people ain't fucking with him and don't like him. It's because of his big old boca. It's because of his big old mouth. He rubs people the wrong way. Or did Johnny go and rub you the right way? Not the right way. I said the wrong way. Why? It's all by design, gente. Just like American Cholo had a great concept, a great thing. He said, Wack said, if we're on the 4-yard, this, and that, well, American Cholo said, if you were on the 4-yard, you wouldn't be kicking it with 69, would you? You wouldn't be representing with 6'9", would you? There would be repercussions, DP types of actions for that action. Okay, let's not make it about, let's not pick that he said, she said. Let's not be individualisms or do individualism tactics and pick and choose our fights and talk about we can kick it with this guy, but we can't kick it with that guy, or you can do this or you can't do that. Hey, let's just keep it, let's keep it a buck, comes. Let's keep it 100 on power. Let's keep it real. Okay, the fact of the matter is, Gil was not representing Lupe. He was not applying pressure because of what you said to Lupe. He was applying pressure because what you said about the brown man. Now, I know a lot of people like to go back, well, Gil's not even Mexican. He's Honduran. It doesn't matter. He's raza. He's brown. Okay? If I'm walking down the street and I hear a white guy, "Wood, Spencer, I got to involve you guys, brother. You know, shots of coffee all the way around." If I hear someone disrespecting a black man, I'm going to have something to say. I'm not going to say, oh, that's black business. That's black politics. If they're disrespecting a black man in my presence, I'm going to say, hey, bro, why don't you say it to their face? What's your issue with them, bro? Why are you saying amongst your own people or amongst me? You know what I mean? If you got something to tell them, that's it. If you're so down. And I'll do it vice versa. If there's a black guy, oh, this white guy, whoop, whoop. You know what I mean? Well, say it to him. You know what I mean? Be about that funk. And same thing goes with the Mexicanos. If I have someone on my platform, if I'm interviewing someone and he disrespects blacks, I'm checking him right there. Hey, bro. Straight up. You know, if you want to disrespect a man and you're going to stand on that, then disrespect a man. But don't bring race and prejudices and how you feel onto my platform, because that's not my get down. I'm going to shut that shit down quick. If you got something to say about that individual, I'm sure as a man you could present that to him. But when you start to disrespect the people as a whole that he doesn't even talk for or speak for or represent, now we got an issue. We got a problem because you're disrespecting me by bringing that to my platform. So, Wack, if you're going to be mad at anybody, don't be mad at the raza. Don't be mad at the brothers. Be mad at that one individual who disrespected Lupe on your platform. But oh, here's the key here. You also disrespected her. Carne asada bread, standing in front of Home Depot. Come on, stop it, bro. I don't give a fuck which way you try to work it or how you try to word it. We all know what you meant. What was said was said it. Fill it up with unleaded. Yeah, I said it. Spread it, right? The gospel is real. If you're truly a man about your word, stop calling people out. Stop talking about faith. Stop going that route. Be a man and have a conversation and keep it respectful. You know, if you want to be disrespectful for views, if you want to do that, keep that shit to yourself, eh? Don't go on the next man's platform and disrespect. Keep it 100. That's what your name is, right? Now, when it comes to American Cholo, I understand he can get under people's skin. I could understand that he could ask some of them hard questions. But what I seen and what I heard on that call-in, he was keeping it 100. He was asking the questions the raza wanted to hear. Questions maybe I should have asked. Questions other people should have asked. He knows not to cross the line when it comes to prison politics. gang, street politics, and just simple conversation. Okay, we are black and brown men. There's a lot of eyes looking at us. They watch us every day to see how we're going to react to each other. This dissension and division is bullshit. It's getting old, man. How is it that black and brown are constantly disrespecting each other and taking jabs? Nobody is better than anybody else. We are grown men. We have to present ourselves as such and conduct ourselves the same way we present ourselves. You can't act one certain way around some individuals and pick and choose and act a certain way around the others. If you got a personal problem with American Cholo and American Cholo, if you have a personal problem with Wack, that could be handled behind the scenes. I'm sure of it. Okay, a lot of people like to go back, and Wack was disrespectful, talking about American Cholo. You won't pull up on me with 100 motherfuckers. If he chooses to do that, then what? Then it's going to be, oh, he was scary, so he had to pull up with 100 motherfuckers, right? You can't win. It's a no-win situation. And that's what Wack wants it to be, a constant war of words, because it attracts views, it attracts attention, and ultimately attracts a bag. He's not about the black and brown unity. You know, American Cholo, what you're about, I can't say it. One thing I do know for sure is you definitely are on the raza topics. I'm not picking and choosing and picking who's better or who's not, because I could care less about both these individuals. But one thing I can say for sure, and these are facts, right here on Gunners Collective, I'm going to keep it fucking real. Straight up. What you want me to do? Sugarcoat it, add preservatives, and lie to you? I'm telling you right now, Wack 100, what he did calling in, you know, you could see right from the gate, he didn't pick his words wisely. I'm tired of people constantly bringing in prison politics to what's going on the streets. These are two separate, different animals. Now, some things that you do on the streets will affect you behind them walls. But that's up to you as a man to know what to say, what not to say. And you have to deal with your own repercussions. Okay, you can't sit here and compare prison politics to street politics or hood politics, because they have nothing to do with each other. It's two totally different animals. Okay, and when you're saying, oh, Gil, oh, as a Sureño and Pyru and this and that, look, at Gil's not representing that. There's a big difference there. I know you might not know, Wack. I know you might not know, but there is. That's it. And I'm sure Gilbert already does. Gil knows. I say Gilbert. I don't know if your name's Gilbert. I call you Gilbert. You know what I mean? Kind of like Fat Albert, but Gilbert. Anyways, Benside. That's just me. Now, Gil, I could see what he was standing on. I could see what he was trying to accomplish. He was trying to accomplish a civil conversation. You know, when you're someone of that stature and you have a voice to be heard, you have to conduct yourself like that. You have, even though you don't want to, and you really want to say, fuck you, you know what I mean? You still have to conduct yourself with professionalism and an attitude of class. Because if you don't, you're going to get looked at a certain way, especially when you're getting into politics, whether it be local politics or any type of thing like that. When I talk about politics, I'm not talking about prison and gang. See, there's a word called politics, like maybe, you know, he's going up to be city council members, you know, things like that. There's about the striving for whatever you're striving for, and I commend him on it, man, and it's respect for that, you know. Do your thing. Guess it take us to another level. And the same thing with Wack 100, man. Stick to the music game. Stick to producing. You know what I mean? And you best believe this. Stick to what you know. Stop this social media back and forth. Vato, you got so much beef with so many people, I don't know where to start. You done took the whole word beef. You're done with beef. You're going into pork now. Beef, pork. You got pork with people, right? You don't even got beef with people anymore. The line is so long. Mr. Golden Bear, number 1, Jersey. You know what I'm talking about. See, I know you, Wack. I know you, right? Now, my conversation for you, if I had another conversation, would be, bro, just stop already. Let it go. You know you ain't trying to fight no one. You know ain't no one trying to fight you, man. It ain't about fighting all the time and proving who got the better hands, because you're still dumber than dumb. It don't matter if you beat someone up. That don't make you a man. What makes you a man is showing class, man. Conducting yourself like a man. You know, you're conducting yourself, I hate to say it, like a goddamn animal, bro. Anyone that always constantly, well, let's fight, pull up. You're conducting yourself like what the man, and you know who the man is, expects you to. They expect this from us. This is all infused into our population, into our people, to bicker back and forth. So that way they can be getting that bag over here while you guys are fighting. Look at these babosas out here arguing about some shit that who cares what was said. Once it's said, it's said. And notice the guy who said, he's like in the background, like, he's up out the way. And now you got two grown men, older men, 40 plus, arguing on social media over what? Something that was already said. There's no takebacks. He can't change the narrative, you know. And then you got Wack 100 always trying to infuse, well, on the 4 yard, on the 3 yard, on the... Motherfucker, you ain't been to prison in a long ass time. Let that shit go, Mr. Institutionalized. These are the streets, homie. You know damn well, Wack, just like I know. If you go back to prison, they're gonna beat you up. Straight up. Your own people got a bone to pick with you because all this bullshit. And American Cholo, I can't speak on you. I said you've never been there, and I hope you don't go there, right? Because it ain't a good look, bro. Once you have a social media platform, there will be questions to be answered. Period. If I go back, I already know what it is. I'm getting off in R&R. Straight up. Put me in the oil. I'm taking flight on everything and everyone I can. Because I already know they're coming for my headpiece. Let's just be real. Anyways, this conversation they had, Wack 100 calling in. Is it a ploy again, Raza, just for more views? Is this beef going to continue in a similar way? More than likely, it probably will. You know, Wack 100 calling in to defend himself. Absolutely, as a man, you must defend yourself. But he could have did that behind the scenes. But of course, it's good for viewing. It's good for rating. We're talking about it. You know, I ain't mad at American Cholo for getting that phone call. That's what you're supposed to do, man. He kept it classy. He kept it civilized. Wack, once again, you stuck your toenail all the way through your fucking nostril. You put it all up in here, right? Your foot was in your mouth, and you look like a baboso. You do not speak for the black people. You do not even speak for the Paru people. You speak for yourself, Humps. You can't kick it with 6ix9ine and say that this guy's bad and this guy's good and pick and choose and pick. You know, you just got to be real. Anyways, with that being said, gente, that's my take on it, man. You know, I'm going to say respects to American Cholo and Wack 100 at the end of the day, you know, for that conversation. But they got nothing accomplished. All it did was get a whole bunch of people talking about it and giving their expressions and their feelings on it. And one thing I can say for sure is it didn't accomplish goddamn thing, man. If anything, it showed more dissension and division. You know, I don't give a shit, Wack, if you didn't say the W back word. I don't care what you said. You still said what you said and you allowed it on your platform. And I have to agree with Gil, man. You condoned it. Whether you say it or not, or you try to twist it up, you know what's up, man. With that being said, move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming to you. Remember, at the end of the day, Vatos are going to say what they say and say how they feel. But does it really matter? It really don't. You know what I mean? Me, myself, today, I'm about to go fishing. I'm about to have a good time. I'm about to enjoy my best life, right? While other people make videos about me. Thumbs up or thumbs down. If he's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive and struggle and strive for what I truly believe in, and that's black and brown unity and speaking the real words for the people and providing you the best entertainment I can here on YouTube. I'll tell you this much. Oh, Pyro! Man, I hope Wack gets his shit together. Gil, keep doing your thing. This is the gun. Bang, bang.